Wednesday night is fast approaching. That means racing returns to Happy Valley. We've got an extra race this week too, back to 9 races for Wednesday's card. It's a good card too, and to have a look at it all, joined in the studio by Paul Lally and Tom Wood. And Tom, as the meeting goes on, the races get higher in grade.
I do, Mark. Hello to you and to everyone. Class 2 to wrap the night, 1650 with horses like Telecom Fighters, who's actually off about his last winning mark as well. He might get a little bit of competition for the lead, but you've got Woodfire Bro, who's been in great form, Chibi with Zach Purton, and the ever so honest Flamingo Trillion there too.
Absolutely, he's been back to the trials, as a number of those horses have in that race. Paul, for a punting perspective, we kick off with 3 Class 5s.
Yeah, we do. Never easy, these Class 5s, plenty of chances. There's a good jackpot though, 6.3 million going into the triple trio, so that should get over the 10 million mark, so a decent one there, but it doesn't look easy. There could be a couple of shorties strewn throughout the card.
All right, we'll focus on that shortly, but there were Monday trials at Sha Tin, Tom, and there were some huge names amongst them. None bigger than Romantic Warrior, California Spangle and Victor the winner, also very well credentialed, as we know, in this trial. There is absolutely nothing this horse, Romantic Warrior, can't do, is there?
No, he really enjoyed the surface, and if they're certainly talking about maybe some races over in the Middle East in the early part of next year, well, they'll be very happy with this trial that he produced on Monday morning. Looked really good with Bowman aboard. California Spangle was up on the pace. Victor the winner, he led in that trial and just weakened over the final stages there, but gee, he looked good in that trial, I thought.
He did 1,200 metres too, Paul.
Yeah, as you say, I mean, I remember the day when this horse won fresh up at first start here at Happy Valley. He was 4 or 5 wide the whole way and won that day, and then we thought, oh, he's going to be quite a nice horse, this one, but who are we to know?
He's got a long, long way since then. California Spangle was also good in that trial, and he was ridden by Brenton Avdulla. We're at Sha Tin this morning, but about 24 hours ago you trialled California Spangle. He looked pretty good in it. Did he feel as good?
Yeah, I was really happy with him. Not many times you think you're humming like that and one goes past you. So, now look, he's in good order. I think he's taken good improvement off his first up run. He was bouncing well within himself. His action's good. Yeah, really happy with the way he's come through.
That horse that won the trial, Romantic Warrior, is just a freak, isn't he, as we know?
Yeah, he's a very good horse. I've got no doubt if Danny decided to run him in whatever race at whatever distance, he'd be pretty hard to beat in. But, yeah, he was given a test to get past me. My bloke was pretty comfortable, but... Look, they've met each other a couple of times, and you know, I suppose the Spangle's taken on some really good horses. You know, him 60, so yeah, he's never far away in those big ones. But yeah, really happy with the way my horse is with my horse, and looking forward to getting back on him.
And the nominations are out for the Bank of China race day, Tom. So a number of these horses getting ready for this. California Spangle will tangle with Kaying Rising again, but we've also got this trial from Monday at Sha Tin featuring Invincible, Sage, Straight Aaron and Happy Together. The horse that wins this is one called New Future Folks, who we've seen run a couple of times, and he's gone a great trial here against the well-credentialed horses.
He certainly has, up on the pace here. Invincible Sage for David Hall and Hugh Bowman. You can see he's got the cheek pieces on. He appeared to move well. You can see the rider hard at work on Straight Aaron back in the field to there. Of course, he went right off the ball sort of after being a bit unlucky at Group 1 level in the middle part of last season, but he bounced back, I thought, with a good 4th, Paul, and Happy Together's missed a run, but I don't think it's done him too much harm.
Yeah, look, a real maintenance trial for those horses, and I'm sure they said with Straight Aaron, just give him a really decent blowout, and I think that's what's what happened.
Again, that was only 1,200 metres, that trial. Chongfa Tuesday, there were trials 7 of them. The most important runner-up there, Voyage Bubble. He ran 4th or 5th under a stronghold race wide. It was a good trial. You can see it on the website, hkjc.com. Click on barrier trial results after his excellent first-up performance. So we'll see him in November also. But before we get there, we'll see 9 at Happy Valley on Wednesday night. The rail goes back to the A-course position. There's those Class 5s to kick us off, then 3 Class 4s, 2 Class 3s and a Class 2. We'll have a look at races 8 and 9 on the show. The Plover Cove Handicap is race number 8. We've got full credit on the class drop. He was disappointing last time. Brave Star wasn't. He's won his last 2 and unbeaten this time in. Nordic Dragon has won 2nd up in the past. Chateau Neuf has a wider draw. Last start winner goes up an extra £10 for it. Lucky 8 up in grade. He won in class 4 last time and has won 2nd up. O-Liner will have his third try to make his debut for the Jamie Richards stable. He's been scratched twice and he's had 2 trials since those scratchings. Aurora Lady bolted in Class 3 last start, and Riding High has been back to the trials and run second behind a horse that races on Saturday called Flying Fortress. Lead here, Paul, for Full Credit.
Yeah, look, he's trialled here once before, recently, Full Credit, and trialled well behind a Wonder Star. O-Liner, he's a horse that does like to go forward, though, should put some pressure on him. Parterre likes to go forward. Riding High should get a nice trail. Now, Aurora Lady, he just might have to work. He was wide last time when he won. Same thing might happen here from the wide draw. Lucky 8 in the last start winner will try and get some cover. Brave Star, he was wide all the way and still won. He should get a lot better run this time.
3 back the rail for him, but our focus is Full Credit, most interesting runner on the program, and he's trained by an in-form man in Mark Newnham. Mark, Full Credit, a much better horse than what we saw from him first up.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, he was disappointing first up, but I wasn't completely happy with him going into that race. He was a little light in condition, and since then he's trialled well a couple of times and he's put some nice condition on. So I'm happier with him going into this race, and he's come up with gate 1.
Were you always going to trial him twice after that performance, or just once ideally?
Well, he missed out on a run, so we needed to trial him again. He was first reserve going back to the Sunday meeting at Happy Valley, so just wanted to keep him up to the mark for this race, and he's going in there in really good shape.
First look at Happy Valley, looked to handle it well in that trial.
Yeah, and look, he's a good on-speed horse. It's well balanced, so I think he'd get round there no problem.
Big weight, 135 pounds. He hasn't carried that before. Does he look the sort of horse that can cope with a big weight?
Yeah, he's a big, strong horse. I haven't got too many worries with that. And Lyle gets on with him well. He should get a good run. He'd be out there to hold the front from gate 1. But I think he's versatile enough if anything changes in that first furlong.
My wish on the weekend, a bit of a hairy moment at the start, but a great catch by Luke and an even better win.
Yeah, Luke was committed to hanging on. I think, we went into that race fairly confident that he could win, but I had my head in my hands there when he broke through the front, and luckily enough, Luke held on to him, and, they got the job done.
Mark Newnham there. We'll go back to Full Credit. Paul, that's my wish winning on the weekend, but can he bounce back here?
I think he can. Yeah, look, he's trialled well here. He's drawn nicely in barrier 1. He's an on-pace horse. He's just a horse that I think will be suited by Happy Valley.
He's got plenty of favours, hasn't he, with barrier number 1 coming to Happy Valley. Mark mentioning he was a little light in condition. He wasn't totally satisfied with him last time out. Well, he's put on 36 pounds since then. He's had 2 barrier trials. One of them was behind Beauty Eternal.
How much pressure is he going to get from O-Liner? Because he's the other horse that likes to lead and outside of him on the speed map.
Yeah, well, look, I still think Full Credit can lead here. O-Liner's been off the scene for quite some time. He's had a couple of issues with, he's had colic twice, in fact, 210 days off the scene. He's dropped a fair bit in body weight. I think he might put a little bit of pressure on, but I think Full Credit still will be able to handle that.
I think so, yeah. Look, Parterre's the other one that could put a bit of pressure on as well, but from barrier 1, there's options there for Lyle Hewitson. He doesn't have to lead. The horse does go better in front, but if they want to go stupid in front, he can easily take the trail.
All right, that is Full Credit. We move on, Tom, to Brave Star. Now, he'll certainly have to bounce back. Full credit to stop this horse, because he's come back from a break and has just been unbeatable.
First up and second up, he was too strong for them last time out. What I like about him as well, he's only going up £3 for this race as well, and he was wide the whole way, stayed on exceptionally strongly here, and actually put a bit of a break on them in this race too, to Brave Star. So, look, I think he's worth keeping safe, Paul, especially with only the £3 he goes up.
Yeah, I've included him. It was a tough run though, so that's the only little query I've got. Hopefully he's bounced back out after that. He has put on £4 since that run, so that's a positive sign, I think.
And there's what he's done this season. Vincent Ho, 4 wins on the horse, and all 4 wins so far have been at Happy Valley. Next replay, Paul, we move on to further winning form. This is Chateau Neuf. Now, he had the luxury of barrier number 1 this night. It was class 3, extra £7, but importantly, barrier 1 out to barrier 10.
Yeah, barrier 10 combination with the £7 extra just worries me a little bit here with this horse. So, look, I didn't include him in the end. I just wonder where he's going to end up in the run. Now, he's another one that's put on a lot of weight. He's put on £34. He's over the £1,200 mark now, this one.
Yes, I think it's going to be difficult for him this time round. As you said, another 7 pounds on his back, but he himself has actually put on 34 pounds, so he's clearly thriving with his racing at the moment. He's doing well, and it was an easy win over Scotch Tycoon, but it's going to be tougher here for sure.
It sure is, as it will be for this horse, Tom. Aurora Lady, who was smash lating betting and delivered over the 1200, went 1 minute and 10 seconds for it. As we saw on Paul's speed map, though, just a question where he's going to end up in the run.
Yeah, where do they position Aurora Lady? Of course, Zach Purton will be back from riding down in Australia. It was a tough win from him last time out as well. Liked the way he pinned the ears back and attacked the line. He looked to trial really strongly, I thought, Paul, under a good hold. But he's got to step up here. Lightweight's in his favour, barrier draws not.
Yeah, 11, isn't it? So it just makes it a little bit tricky for him. And look, he did go up 11 rating points for that win as well, so they didn't miss him.
Just over 4 lengths, the official winning margin. Nordic Dragon, Paul, is there a chance he could be a forgotten horse in this race? Here he is, running fifth. This was his first up performance behind Kairos Dragon. Senior rider on, so Hugh Bowman takes the ride for Danny Shum, but he does love the 1200.
Yeah, look, I've included him. Actually, this horse, he won 3 in a row 2 seasons ago, and he sort of went up into the ratings. He got up to a rating of 93. He's now dropped down to 78, and he has won off a 84 rating in the past. So he's a well-rated horse, so I want to keep him safe.
Yeah, he's a horse that probably ends up going back in the race, and if they do go mad up front, there's a possibility that he can quicken off that, but he's been sort of in the wilderness for a while. He didn't win a race at all last season, so just wonder where he's at the moment. He's run some good races, but just wonder where he's at the moment.
That is a breakdown of horses in race number 8. So Nordic Dragon is in your selections, Paul. Whereabouts?
He goes in for third, actually. I'm going to go with the toppy here, Full Credit, coming here to Happy Valley after that good trial. Look, I don't want to. I made Riding High the long shot last time. I don't want to completely go away from him because he's drawn nicely in barrier 3. He's going to get a nice run. He is on a rating of 61, but he's only carries 116 pounds. He goes in there for second. Nordic Dragon third, and then we've talked about Brave Star for fourth. So end up with the numbers 1, 12, 3, 2.
I went with 1 as well. Full Credit coming to Happy Valley for the first time. What he has done is winning. He has led. Whether they are absolutely hell-bent on leading here with a couple of other options in the race, that remains to be seen. But he gets a good lead up front with barrier 1, Happy Valley for the first time. I think he can win. Aurora Lady's in just where he sits from that wide stall. Brave Star's been in terrific form, and Chateau Nerf just a little tougher for him this time round, especially from the draw. But he was pretty authoritative, I thought, last time out. 1, 10, 2 and 4.
And that is the preview for race number 8, and indeed the first part of Racing to Win. Time to break. We'll come back with plenty more, including a look at the Class 2 Race 9, the last run reminder, and all the best bets right after this. Well, you're back. You're watching Racing to Win and the preview for Happy Valley on Wednesday night. Before we do check out race number 9, it is time, as always, out of the break for Paul's last run reminder. You've gone race 5 this week, Paul.
Yeah, look, Storming Dragon, he's a horse that's looks like there's a win really close for him. He's been placed in just about every race, and I think he's due. It was a nice run last time, and you can see him getting there quite well back. They went quite quick in this race, but he got to the rail there and he finished off really strongly. He was no match for the winner, who was on a roll, this horse of Mark Newnham's, and did win up nicely, but he finished off really well. The horse is in good order at the moment, and he's just about ready to win. So he was the last one reminder, Storming Dragon.
Well, you were tempted to upset Tom by making the third horse in that race the last one reminder, being the chairman of the Beauty Destiny fan club.
Yes, well, I'm sure he's got it in the numbers once again, Tom.
Well, actually a couple of both of them are money munchers, actually.
Oh, all right, shots fired ahead of the 5th. But the last one reminder, race 5, number 4. Paul's with it. Tom has it a muzzy muncher. We'll find out who gets the bragging rights in the 5th race. On to race number 9. It's the High Island Handicap. We've got Mr. Ascendancy at the top of the book. A lot of these horses have trialled since their last start. Telecom Fighters, he ran 4th on the all-weather last time. Senior rider on board, carries an extra 13 pounds. Woodfire Bro, shooting for the hat-trick, has an extra 10 on his back. Capital Delight, he's a winner over 1200 on the all-weather last start. Steps to the 1650. Yellowfin race as well, second up. Chill Cheapies, a 3-time three-time course and distance winner. Flamingo Trillion placed his only time over the 1650. Keefe going up from the 1400 to the 1650. Another last start winner, Turin Mascot, on the all-weather 2 over the 1650 when he started just better than sevens. Natural Storm has the blinkers off, the visor going back on. Star Contact returns to his favourite track too of Happy Valley after an appearance at Sha Tin last time. You must love to see Telecom Fighters in the fields, Paul.
Look, yeah, he's got that speed. He likes to lead, and this is his go, the 1650. He's well rated at the moment as well. Look, Keithy should get a nice run just in behind, but he's been a bit hot and cold lately. Flamingo Trillion's up in weight, body weight, but he likes to put himself there. Yellowfin. Look, I think Yellowfin will eventually get across, but he just might have to work. Woodfire Bro, who's won his last couple, should get a nice run. And because there's a bit of pace in the race, it should sort of suit all horses. Red Hair King's interesting for me because they might just ride him a little bit more conservatively.
We'll talk more about Red Hair King shortly, but we do need to focus on Yellowfin looking to bounce back for Lyle Hewitson. Lyle, that first up run of Yellowfin out of character, do we just turn the page and go again?
Yeah, I think you'd have to. Obviously, he had trialled nicely going into it, but yeah, a horse like him, we never expect him to have a blue day, and unfortunately he did. But he pulled up afterwards, and there were a few things to work on. So there were excuses, and best to put a line through it and look at what he's done in the past, and if he can repeat that, then we end with a chance.
He's a horse with an amazing record. He's only missed a top 4 spot 3 times in 25 starts. Not many do that.
Yeah, it's incredible, and especially considering that he's done it on different surfaces, different tracks and different distances. So been very versatile, very consistent, and not much more you can ask for as a jockey and an owner and a trainer.
Going into the race this week, there's not quite the speed there was last time, so similar sort of tactics if you can?
Yeah, look, I think we also got to make sure that we do right by the horse and make sure he gets a bit of confidence after a disappointing run last time. So of course we'd like to go forward and possibly lead the whole way, but we also don't want to burn the candle at both ends. So if it means getting a trail from one, we know it's still effective, and yeah, we'll have to assess it on the day.
That's Lyle's thoughts on Yellowfin. He didn't ride him in that trial, Tom. Can he bounce back in this race?
Well, he was quite disappointing last time out, wasn't he? He's £5 better off with the Woodfire Bro. The trial looked better. He's got a useful record in this grade without winning, 3 second placings from his 4 starts. There are a couple of other sort of pace influences in the race, so I don't necessarily think he's going to get his own way here, especially with Telecom Fighters. So I think jury's out for me at the moment. Yeah,
and just a wide draw made it a little bit tricky for him. Barrier 8's a bit of a sticky draw, that one.
All right, word of caution around Yellowfin, mainly when it comes to the barrier. Now we've got arrows here. There's Yellowfin, we've spoken about him. Telecom Fighters ended up behind the leader here. Flamingo Trillion outside of the speed. Woodfire Bro's been flying. Red Hair King, Mr. Ascendancy, Chill Chibi and Natural Storm. Let's talk about Red Hair King, Paul, because you mentioned in the speed map that they might look to ride him back with the extra pace in this race.
And they did in this race, and with this extra pace, he finished off it quite nicely. So, look, I'm quite interested to see. He might be the forgotten horse from the draw. Could be a really good price. Now, Woodfire Bro's been in great form recently, but he wasn't too far behind him. He's had a run since on the all-weather, which I don't think really suited him.
And he's meeting him, Red Hair King, £4 better off on Woodfire Bro on that last time they met. He goes up 10 pounds in the handicap per here, but gee, I liked his trial coming into this. He looked to be under a good hold. Keith Young riding in a purple patch of form at the moment too.
He sure is. Let's talk about a few more out of that replay, Tom. Chill Chibi's a horse that you've always got in your numbers.
Yeah, and he's another one that's better off with Woodfire Bro. They tried him on the all-weather last time out. I don't think it was a total failed experiment with him, but he sort of got pushed wider coming off the back straight, and he covered a bit of ground. Zach's on board. He's ridden him in a recent trial, Paul. I thought he moved well there, and he loves racing here, Happy Valley course and distance.
Yeah, definitely loves Happy Valley. Look, he won 3 in a row at the back end of last season, and he might have found his rating points because he went through the 4-year-old seasons. He was finishing 3rd, 4th, 5th. I'm not so sure. I'm going to include him because, look, he is a nice horse, but I'm not totally as convinced as Thomas.
One more out of that race, Paul. Flamingo Trillion. His trials didn't look great leading into that run, which was good. Again, his trials since it didn't look great. So we just put the pen through all his trials? Yeah,
look, we've seen these horses that don't trial well and then come out and run on race day. So he's another one I'm going to include as well. He's going to be right there. He'll get his opportunity. He's put on a lot of body weight, though.
Well, he is a relatively big horse. He was 1,215 pounds last start, but as Paul mentioned, he's put on 34 since his last start effort, and he's £4 better off with Woodfire Bro for that neck beating. It was only a short margin there for him.
That is a breakdown of plenty of horses coming out of the same race. This is Star Contact. Tom, we're going back 2 runs ago for him because he has finished down the track at Sha Tin, last time behind Karma. He's got a very good record when it comes to Happy Valley, but lightly tried in this grade. Yeah,
so only his second start in this grade. We know he's performed well enough at Sha Tin in the past, but you go through his stats, he's clearly a better horse when it comes to racing in Happy Valley, and he had a great battle here with I Can and was just denied. I've left him out here, Paul. I just think he's a better Class 3 horse.
Yeah, and barrier 10 is going to make it tricky because he does like to go forward.
We'll wait till he gets something from an easier draw. Turin Mascot here, Paul. Now, this is an all-weather race last time. He actually raced pretty well on the all-weather. Comes back to the 1650 on the turf at Happy Valley. He has won twice over 2200 at the Valley. Just the one placing on the turf over the 1650.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the 1650 for him at the Valley. I mean, it was a nice win here. He did have the pace to suit, and he did beat a hot favourite on this occasion and managed to win. A nice enough win from him, but just this race from barrier 11.
Zach Purton had to be patient with him last time out to get that gap inside the 200 metres. He won pretty easily going away, but I think it's a bit tougher here for him this time round, especially from barrier number 11 too.
We're going the other way as far as distances go, Tom, from the 1200 up to the 1650. This is Capital Delight. The Found Stable have been in good form, certainly at Happy Valley last Wednesday night and again at Sha Tin on the weekend. He's a horse that's won 4 from 17. He's unknown over the 1650 on the turf. Just one try, ran 7th in it on the all-weather.
Didn't like him, Mark, when he ran on the all-weather over 1650. I don't like him when he runs over the turf over 1650 either, Paul.
Yeah, all 4 wins have been over 1200. That tells you something.
I'm happy to be wrong, but...
There you go.
That was nice. The stats are there.
Simple as that. Stats telling the story when it comes to Capital Delight. So he is not going in either of your boys' selections, but what about yours, Paul?
I'm going to go Red Hair King. Hopefully we get a price about him in a strong race. So he's on top to beat Woodfire Bro, Chill Chibi and Flamingo Trillion. But happy each way about the 9.
With Chill Chibi on top, he's had 8 starts, of course, and a distance has Chill Chibi, and he's performed well in pretty much all of them. 3 wins, a second, a couple of thirds, only unplaced twice at the distance. Zach Purton goes aboard for Danny Shum. So 6 to beat 3, Woodfire Bro. He's been in great form, just has to shoulder that extra weight. Flamingo Trillion, very honest, and I will throw in Telecom Fighters off the front because he ran a better race last time out. He won 3rd up last season off 98, so 6, 3, 7 and 2.
There it is. That is a preview for race number 9. All the races previewed on the website too, hkjc.com. Click on audio and video. The end of the show is fast approaching. Paul, we know what your last run reminder is. What's your best bets?
Going to go with Yi Chong Spirit here. Vincent Hoboard's only had the 3 starts, 2 of them this season for a second over 1,000 and a third from barrier 12 last start. He's just a horse that finishes off really strongly. He's got a really good turn of foot. Now, he just needs a bit of luck in the running. That's sort of the key for him. But here from barrier number 1, I think he'd be slightly closer, and he just catches the eye on both those last starts. And Red Hair King, I think he might be the forgotten horse in the last race. He's a very consistent horse, as you can see from his record there. And the play of the day, the QQP in race number 4, Galvanic, Northern Beast, and a Polar Fighter was a lot better last start.
Best bet in the last, Chill Chibi, Zach Purton riding for Danny Shum. This was his run 2 efforts ago here at Happy Valley. Of course, he was on the dirt last time out, chased home Sword Point, but he was a fair way back, and in the end, his favourite here, he was only beaten a length and a quarter, like the way he found the line. He's £5 better off with the Woodfire Bro, who beat him this time round. So I thought it was a good performance there. Back to course and distance for Chill Chibi. Value Hammer-On coming up in race number 7. He's off his last winning mark of 76, and the play with Noble Pursuit, Hammer-On and Illuminous, who made a lot of ground from back in the field last start.
Best bet, race 7, number 5, Chain of Gold. Zach Purton, the rider, has won 1 from 10. Looks well suited here, should be charging home late. Dragon Air Force went off at 20s last start. Trialled well since, 3 starts for nothing. Double figures early in betting, he's prized too. We'll go with the play also in race 7, Noble Pursuit, Chain of Gold and Red Majesty, 1, 5 and 10 in a QQP. That has been Happy Valley on Wednesday night. Further ahead, Tom, we've got Panasonic Cup Day on Saturday, then back to Happy Valley on Wednesday night. But earlier times for the Valley, Panasonic Cup Day, 12:30 trackside live.
It's always a good day, Panasonic Cup Day. Wunderbar going around, Paul, but the Panasonic Cup always produces a nice horse and comes out and goes well.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a couple of subplots there as well, like Ruby Lot versus Packing Hermod in one of the undercard races.
Absolutely. It's actually a really good meeting with a lot of first starters coming up. Thanks to the boys. Thanks to you. That has been Racing to Win for Happy Valley on Wednesday night. A reminder, we've got 9. It's an earlier start. We'll see you at 6:40.